Okay, so you want to own a courier service. Buy a few vans, hire some drivers, collect packages from businesses, deliver them to customers, and get paid for every successful delivery. Sounds simple. A package needs to move from point A to point B. You move it, you get paid. And with e commerce creating millions of deliveries every day, it can look like an endless stream of customers. But here's the problem: a courier business can generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue and still lose money. Because this isn't really a business about moving packages. It's about moving packages efficiently enough to make money on every route. Your vans need fuel whether they're full or empty. Your drivers need to be paid whether they deliver 20 packages or 100. Insurance doesn't disappear when demand slows down. And every failed delivery, wrong address, damaged package, traffic delay, or vehicle breakdown can quietly destroy your profit. So, how much does it actually cost to start a courier service? Can you begin with one vehicle? How much can a small courier company make? And when you scale from 2 vans to 10 or 50, how much do you actually walk away with? Today, we're breaking down the economics of owning a courier service. 3 levels of the business. Courier businesses come in different sizes, but we can divide them into 3 basic levels. The small owner operated courier. The smallest version can start with just one vehicle. You might personally make deliveries for local businesses, e commerce stores, medical companies, restaurants, or other customers. Instead of competing with giant national delivery companies, your advantage can be local knowledge, flexibility, and speed. You might specialize in same day delivery, one city or business to business deliveries. A lean operation could require roughly $20,000 to $75,000 in startup capital. That might cover a used van, insurance, basic technology, branding, licenses, and working capital. You could potentially start for less, especially if you already own a suitable vehicle. But starting cheaply doesn't mean operating cheaply. You still need money for fuel, repairs, insurance, and slow months. The small fleet. The next level is where you move from owning a job to owning a company. Now you might have 5 to 10 vehicles, several drivers, a dispatcher, better tracking software, and perhaps a small office or sorting location. Startup capital could rise to around $100,000 to $500,000 or more. The challenge is that you're spending money before receiving the revenue. You may need to buy vehicles and hire drivers before a major customer starts sending enough packages. If that volume doesn't arrive, you're left paying for unused capacity. The regional network. At the largest level, you're operating dozens of vehicles, warehouses, sorting facilities, technology systems, and multiple teams. Now you're managing an actual logistics network. Building this type of operation can require millions of dollars. But scale brings a major advantage: lower cost per delivery. And that leads us to the most important number in this business, the number that matters most: cost per delivery. Imagine a customer pays you $10 per package. Sounds profitable, but then you subtract driver wages, fuel, vehicle costs, maintenance, insurance, software, administration, and failed deliveries. If your true cost is $7, you have $3 left to contribute toward overhead and profit. But if poor routing pushes your cost to $11, you're losing $1 on every delivery. And here's the dangerous part: more packages don't automatically mean more profit. If you're losing money on every package, higher volume can simply make your losses bigger. That's why successful courier companies obsess over efficiency. How many packages can one driver deliver? How many miles does the vehicle travel? How long does each stop take? How many packages are delivered successfully on the first attempt? And how many deliveries can be placed on the same route? Because every improvement can lower your cost per package. Where the money comes from. The basic revenue model is simple. You charge customers to deliver packages. But courier companies can create several revenue streams. There's standard delivery, express delivery, same day delivery, business contracts, returns, cash on delivery handling, warehousing, inventory storage, pick and pack services, and e commerce fulfillment. Business contracts can be especially valuable. Instead of relying on random individual customers, You might sign an agreement with an e-commerce company that gives you a predictable package volume every month. And the more services you provide, the more valuable that relationship can become. Imagine an online seller stores 10,000 products in your facility. You charge for storage. When an order arrives, your employees pick and pack it. You charge for fulfillment. Then you deliver it. You charge for delivery. If the customer returns it, you process the return. Suddenly, you're not just a courier company. You're handling a major part of the customer's logistics operation. The small courier business. Let's imagine you start with 2 vehicles. Together, your drivers complete 100 deliveries per day. Your average revenue per delivery is $10. That's $1,000 per day. Operating 26 days per month gives you $26,000 in monthly revenue. Now let's estimate the expenses. Driver wages, $8,000. Fuel, $3,000. Maintenance, $1,000. Insurance, $800. Software and communications, $500. Administration, $1,500. Marketing, $700. Miscellaneous expenses, $1,000. Total, $16,500 per month. That leaves approximately $9,500. But don't mistake that for guaranteed take-home profit. Taxes, financing, depreciation, unexpected repairs, and other costs can reduce that number. Now imagine deliveries fall from 100 per day to just 60. Revenue drops to $15,600 per month, but many of your expenses haven't fallen nearly as much. That's how quickly profitability can disappear. And this is why utilization is critical. A courier vehicle only creates value when it's being used for profitable deliveries. The secret: route density. Imagine one driver has 20 packages spread across an entire city. They spend hours driving. Fuel costs rise, traffic increases, and they make fewer deliveries per hour. Now imagine another driver has 20 packages concentrated within a few neighborhoods. They travel less, make stops faster, use less fuel, and may have enough time to complete another route. Both drivers delivered 20 packages, but the second route can be dramatically more profitable. This is called route density, and it's one of the biggest advantages in the courier business. The goal isn't simply more packages, it's more profitable packages per mile, per hour, and per vehicle. That's also why major contracts can be extremely valuable. A customer giving you 500 packages spread efficiently across your existing routes may be far more valuable than 500 random packages scattered across the entire city. The biggest cost, the first major expense, is labor. Drivers are obvious, but as you grow, you'll also need dispatchers, warehouse workers, customer service staff, managers, salespeople, and administrative employees. Then there are vehicles. Buying a van is only the beginning. You have fuel, tires, repairs, insurance, registration, maintenance, financing, and eventually replacement. A breakdown can hurt twice. You pay for the repair while also losing the revenue that vehicle could have generated. Then there's insurance and liability. You're transporting someone else's property, so damaged or lost packages can create claims. Vehicle accidents can create even larger costs. And finally, there's technology. A larger operation needs route optimization, driver apps, package tracking, barcode scanning, proof of delivery, customer notifications, and billing systems. Technology costs money, but poor technology can cost even more. How courier companies lose money? There are 3 common mistakes. 1. Expanding too early. A company buys 10 vehicles expecting growth, but it only has enough volume for 5. Now half the fleet is underutilized while still generating insurance, financing, maintenance, and administrative costs. 2. Accepting unprofitable deliveries. Not every delivery is a good delivery. A customer might pay $8 for a package, but if the address is far away and takes an hour to reach, that delivery could actually cost more than it generates. You need to understand profitability by route, customer, and delivery zone. 3. Pricing without knowing your cost. Some companies simply look at competitors. If another courier charges $10, they charge $9 to win the customer. But what if they're own costs are higher. They can win the contract and lose money at the same time. That's one of the worst situations a business can be in: busy, growing, and losing money. What happens when you scale? Now imagine your company operates 10 vehicles and handles 1,000 packages per day. Because of the larger volume, your average revenue per package might fall to $8. That's $8,000 per day, or approximately $208,000 per month at 26 operating days. Now imagine monthly expenses of driver wages, $55,000, fuel, $22,000, maintenance, $8,000, vehicle payments, $10,000, warehouse, $12,000, administration and dispatch, $18,000, technology, $4,000 insurance, $5,000 marketing and sales, $5,000 miscellaneous, $9,000, total expenses, $148,000. That leaves approximately $60,000 in operating profit before taxes, financing costs, depreciation, and major unexpected expenses. This is where scale becomes powerful. A technology system costing $4,000 per month is expensive for a tiny company. But spread across tens of thousands of deliveries, the cost per package becomes very small. The same principle applies to warehouses, management, dispatch, and other overhead. That's economies of scale. But scale only works when the volume is there. If package volume falls while you're still paying for the same vehicles and facility, those margins can disappear quickly. What you actually walk away with. Let's compare two examples. Small local courier investment, $50,000. 2 vehicles, 100 deliveries per day. Average revenue, $10 per delivery. Monthly revenue, $26,000. If operations are efficient, you might potentially generate around $5,000 to $9,000 per month in operating profit before taxes, financing, and major unexpected expenses. That's potentially $60,000 to $108,000 per year. Medium-sized courier, several $100,000 invested, a larger fleet, staff, technology, and a sorting operation, 1,000 packages per day. Average revenue, $8 per package. Monthly revenue, $208,000. With efficient operations, the example could potentially produce $40,000 to $60,000 per month in operating profit. That's roughly $480,000 to $720,000 per year. But the risks are much larger too. You're no longer worried about one van breaking down. You're managing an entire network, and losing one major customer could remove a huge amount of revenue. The final verdict. So, is owning a courier service a good business? It can be. The demand for delivery is enormous. E-commerce companies need logistics partners. Businesses need products and documents moved. Customers increasingly expect faster delivery. And long-term contracts can create recurring revenue. But this is not a passive business. It's an operations business. The winners know their numbers. They know exactly what every delivery costs. They know which routes make money. They know which customers are profitable. They keep vehicles busy. They reduce failed deliveries. And they build route density wherever possible. The biggest mistake is thinking this business is about buying more vans. It isn't. A van doesn't make you money. A profitable delivery route does. You could own 50 vehicles and lose money, or operate 5 highly efficient vehicles and build a very profitable company. The entire business comes down to one simple equation: revenue per delivery minus cost per delivery, multiplied by enough volume to cover your fixed costs. Get that equation right, and a courier service can grow from one local vehicle into a serious logistics company. Get it wrong, and every additional package can simply make your losses bigger. So if you're thinking about entering this business, don't ask, how many vans can I afford to buy? Ask, how many profitable deliveries can I reliably secure every single day? Because in the economics of owning a courier service, that's the difference between building a logistics empire and owning a very expensive fleet of empty vans.